Welcome to the Doghouse, a show where Riverside Brookfield High School's School of Business students pitch creative ideas to three industry professionals. First up is Nick Pan, a marketing genius who worked in advertising and graphics for decades. Nick's marketing communications firm evolved into the largest healthcare marketing firm in the country. Sue Reardon is an entrepreneur and founder of Sweet Spot, a co-working community in downtown LaGrange. Her creative and ingenious work spans from restaurants to retail to professional services. Ed Farrell is a residential real estate agent with 35 years of banking experience. Ed assisted small business owners and entrepreneurs with starting and growing their businesses with loans and a wide range of banking services. All three dogs are ready to hear your new ideas. Are you?
Hello dogs, my name is Matthew Plewski.
And my name is Scott Russell.
And we are Parking Escort. We are looking for a $50,000 investment for 10% equity in our company. Did you know that there are around 325,000 robberies a year in parking lots? Did you happen to connect this to the fact that most of these victims are searching for their cars?
Well, with Parking Escort, we have the solution. By parking and walking to the nearest Parking Escort meter, you can input any data or keyword that you would like, and that would tag your car's location. So by using this, you would be able to use our mobile app. So our mobile app offers you the chance to be GPS directly to your car's location. We do this using a network that our parking meters and our app is connected to, and you're found your car by using the keyword that you input and your zip code, and then it GPSes you right to your car.
Exactly. So also, to add an extra security against thieves, we integrated a help button on our app's interface. By pressing this button, the nearest authorities will be alerted to your location and will be on their way in case of a safety concern. Because here at Parking Lot Escort, we go the extra mile for the safety of our users. So we plan to have hackers hack our system to test the security of our app and network monthly, which would ensure the location, information, and cell phone information for our users.
How did you come up with the product, and what's your interest in making it a success?
Well, I mean, we've both lost our cars before in parking lots and on city streets. And I mean, it just seems convenient because, mobile data is really it's a coveted thing now. So by using our meters, you could take out half of the mobile data that you use by tagging your location rather than the other apps that you have to use your mobile data for. And plus, stores can also make money off of it because they could choose to charge you to use it and stuff like that. So,
did you say that? I had one other quick question. Did you say you have to go to a nearby station
it's usually
and get it tagged?
Yeah, it's usually every 2 or 3 parking spots. You have one every 3 parking spots or something.
That would be on a grid that would identify where you are?
Yes.
Okay, so that you'd be as far as 10 feet from where your car actually is, but there wouldn't have to be any fixed or anything in that parking lot provided by the hospital or whatever to access the app.
Yes.
Okay.
You mentioned I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, ladies first.
Okay, I'll take it. When you have the capability to find your car and gun it, I need that. It's a great idea, guys. Are you finding that it would be something that anybody can use? Is it that simple?
Well, we think that because everyone nowadays has a smartphone, almost anyone has a day. So that's why we think our invention, our app is a interesting idea because everyone can use it. It's efficient. There's no complications with it. So we do think that this is applicable to almost anyone in the real world.
Okay, thanks.
You mentioned in the beginning theft was in your presentation. I'm a little confused as to how is the car itself tied to the app, or you started talking about meters and.
To elaborate, we would have Do you know you've seen multi-space parking meters before? You know, where you go and plug in all that information. It'd be somewhat like that. So there would be one of these per, let's say, 5 parking spaces. And so within your facility, you would go to the closest one near you. You type in some passcode into it, and then because that your passcode is now integrated into our network, when you look it up on the app after you're done doing your desired activity, it's more efficient because now you have the location, so you won't be wandering around, because a lot of the times the less amount of time you spend in a parking lot, it'll be more efficient for your day and safer for you.
But you didn't answer the question about thievery. You talked about if somebody comes and steals my car, and I've got your app, is there any quality within your idea that would help me find the car or know that it's being stolen or anything of that nature?
Not necessarily, but that could be like a future feature of our app. You know, we could integrate the car into it, because cars are becoming like smarter, and they have like similar things like OnStar and stuff. So if we could work with like OnStar, that could also help a lot, you know, about integrating the car itself into the app.
So the meter portion of that is standalone. It's standalone hardware, right?
Yes.
So is it possible, maybe future enhancement too, to integrate it into the actual parking where you pay your fee, where it's all set up already, so that you're not adding additional hardware?
I mean, we could do that. But then the thing would be is that the parking spaces would have to have like numbers on them, like corresponding with the floors and stuff. Like if you're in a parking garage, you know, like you get your ticket back when you go out, you know, you would have, you know, the one standalone meter there in your like idea, and then we could like use it to say you're in spot 15 on level 3 or something like that.
I guess you're getting back to where my first question was, is that I can understand a meter in the streets, but if you're at a hospital, at a sporting event, at all these, where it's just, what meter are you tagging to get you back to within 10 feet of your place?
It would be like in the middle. You know how the like parking spots have like 2, like 1, 2, and then space, and then another 2, like sides to it. It would be in the middle of the 2 like parking spots.
A physical meter. I'm
Yeah,
confused
like
on the
something
term
like
of a
that, yes.
meter, because I was at the Bears game this last weekend, and there were no meters that I saw anywhere.
So that's what makes us different, is that we would create a just like a parking meter, that about that size meter. That would be our hardware. So we would place one of these meters that we would make as our hardware between parking spaces.
So that's what you're looking for the money for.
Correct.
And then, but the problem is then when you come into the parking facility, you have to either be sold or ask for the whatever you're going to tag into, so that you're saying that the parking facility could charge for these meters, or the person that's using the service uses them?
It's up to the store, or, you know, like place itself if they want to charge or not. But like the thing would be, it's like a small, like your cell phone, like it's like a small screen like that, and you know you would like click on it, like click add parking, add car, you know, and like put in any information that you'd like into the like search thing.
You have a phone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm not following the app, I guess.
Yeah. So the parking meter would look like a small phone, like a waterproof screen.
In
screen.
every parking lot, you've got to have these facilities
Yes.
Meters.
Yeah. Into the concrete and
Yes.
protected from the elements and whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
All right.
So your customer, who's your customer?
Our customers, so the users aren't our customers. We would sell these to big corporations like the Bears, like who have big parking lots, and possibly people could get lost in them. We'd sell them to people like that, malls, any place that has airports, any places that would have big parking lots.
Yeah.
Well, great.
I think it's
Excuse
a
Great. I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I like the concept a lot.
It's
I
an
think
interesting idea. I think that from the banker's perspective, that there's a whole lot of information that would need to be dig in a little deeper from the cost of what you're going to do. And as much as you can identify that you're going to take advantage of other people's networks or other people's systems, that reduces your costs. You had some things as far as, when a startup, you don't need a warehouse. You want to use you want to use other people's space. You want to keep your costs down so that you can get in and make and get your product out and get it on the street and start making money.
And when you do go to your actual end customer, when you're talking with whether it's the Bears parking lot owners or whomever, make sure that they understand what's in it for them. Talk from their perspective, not necessarily just the person parking, but from their perspective, because they need to understand it better. They need to understand, why would I want another meter in my parking lot? So make sure that you give some thought to that. Love your hacking, using hackers. I think that's a really clever idea, to every month have hackers try to break your system. I think that's pretty clever for it, so
I got
good
one
for you.
Technical. Which one's Scott and which one's Matthew?
That's Matthew.
Okay. Great.
Thanks, guys.
We're done.
Appreciate it. Good job.
I'm Izzy. I'm Christine, and we would like to open CNI Cafe, and we would like to ask for a $200,000 loan in turn for 10% equity of our business.
Our cafe sells both gelato and coffee. The gelato ranges from flavors like fresh lemon to Italian cream, and many coffee flavors, as you can see on the menu, like espresso, as simple as espresso, and something like a latte.
We would like to buy our coffee beans from Equal Exchange, which is a fair trade and which sells fair trade and organic coffee beans. And Equal Exchange tries to empower both farmers and consumers.
A main advantage for us is we offer special 3D coffee art with the milk foam. So if you ordered a cappuccino, it has a milk foam on it, and we would like to kind of shape that into different animals. There's actually a picture in the packet.
Under service and products.
Yes, and so we'd offer different types of animals that our employees could make.
In addition to the milk foam, we would also offer milk alternatives for those who would prefer a milk alternatives, such as almond, coconut, soy, or rice milk. We also offer whipped cream as another alternative. And
our target audience is anyone who enjoys coffee. 3/4 of teenagers drink caffeine, and about 2/3 of Americans are addicted to coffee. CNI Cafe is founded to provide our target audience and customers with the most pleasant experience.
to ensure the pleasant experience, we would have our cafe have a more vintage type of feel, including couches, chairs, Wi-Fi, and even board games to help further create a cozy and pleasant experience.
Any questions?
Yes, right off the bat, my question is that CNI is basically coffee and ice cream. Is that what you mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest time of the day that coffee is sold, like at Starbucks and other places,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest time is in the morning.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because, would you have pastries or other things at a store like this?
Our main focus is coffee and gelato on the side. Maybe eventually we could expand into little treats they could buy, but
Our main focus currently is just coffee.
Yeah, okay. And so in advertising this idea to the public, because there are many coffee options for us out there, from, of course, the ones Starbucks,
Yes.
Dunkin' Donuts, and on and on. What would be the differentiating factor of your coffee store place?
well, the coffee art on top of it is really what we would what would differentiate us.
Okay.
And the organic and fair trade aspect too, to draw in.
Go ahead.
Why are you going into this? What prompted you to say, hey, I'm going to do a coffee shop?
Well, we both love coffee,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay.
And we think of ourselves as like creative and we like art, so kind of combining the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to compliment you. You're the first to really give us sort of a revenue and expense breakdown. When you do that, though, to people that understand a lot of things, they're going to ask a lot more questions.
Okay.
And one of the things that first jumps off the page at me, you mentioned you're going to have a comfortable, cozy place with couches and everything else. There's startup expenses associated with that, and I didn't see anything allocated for that. And I didn't see anything in here as far as rent of the place that you would look at, and that's my biggest experience. And I just want to real quick, working with someone that was a barber, and the landlord came to him and told him what his rent was going to be the next year, and the barber said, "That's a lot of heads. You've got to really think how much you're going to be paying for the location that you have, and you pay more for a place that's well located and strategically located, and that could be a significant amount of cost that you haven't allocated for here in your write-up." But I really like the thought process that you went through, and if you actually did go through and understand how much coffee cream and everything else is a percentage of each product that you sell, that's something that's important to know. Just work on developing more and more of that information, and then you may very well likely have to be asking for more money. But if you have that information, the person that's going to invest will say they've really done their homework, and they'll go that route.
Great. Thank you.
Definitely. And I think you have, along those lines, the financials and stuff, I think you have room in your pricing. I think that you can expand your pricing. I mean, if you really make it a differentiator as far as your product as well as your location, you've got some room there, so nice job on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and as Nick was saying, the idea of having coffee in the morning and ice gelatos, you can hit a different clientele. You can, if you're operating, a factory makes money if it's producing something 24 hours a day. If you're trying to live and pay all your rent on that morning business, it might be a little more difficult. Now you have additional costs of staff and things of that nature by being open a longer period. But the more you're open and the more you have people coming in the door and spending money, the more revenue you have that can offset your expenses.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Hi, my name is Diana Ariola,
Hi, I'm Heidi Wolfer.
And I'm Andy Gomez.
and we made Magnobox.
Magnobox is a magnetic toy box, and it basically what it does, it retracts all the spilled toys like that kids play with, and it brings them back into the box, so it makes the process of cleaning up faster. And we also came up with an idea to make our own toys also to go with the box, but as of now we have more of an idea for separate toys to be pulled back into the box besides our own.
Yeah. So what it's made out of wood, and the inside is magnetic. So what will happen is we'll push a button, and then slowly there's a ramp, so the toys will slowly go inside, or at least all the small ones, and then the big ones you'll be able to put in easier. So yeah,
There's going to be a magnet on the back side of the box, and it's going to be a magnetic plate, and when you push the button, the magnets will automatically be drawn into the box. And that's how the problem of not having enough time or something to being able to pick up all your kids' boxes or toys. If you press the button, all the toys just automatically get cleaned up, and it's so much easier for parents that have a lot of kids and there's a lot of toys all around the room to clean up.
How far away from the box does it draw?
typically around 5 feet. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, we searched up some of the magnets, and more the thicker the magnet, the farther it'll be. But we don't really want a big bulky magnet inside. We don't want to make the box so heavy.
And the button helps with the process of having the magnet activate when it's pushed, and then like not having it active all the time, so like not every toy is just brought in at the same time.
So how are you selling this?
We're gonna be selling it to big distribution stores like Target or Toys R Us, and then they're gonna distribute all of the toys in like bulk. So we would just sell like multiple of the units to each distribution store, and then they would be selling them individually.
And you're just selling the box, not toys.
As of now, not the toys. Just
And
the box.
So
have
you're
you
expecting that only the toys that have metal.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that would be the thing. You should promote that there are these toys that are popular that would be attracted to the magnet and help mom or dad or babysitter easily pick up.
Yeah, we were thinking about creating toys, like, like maybe like Legos or like toy cars that have a little bit of magnetism in it, so it'd be easier.
Do they need to be? Do the toys need to be magnetized or just metal?
Just metal.
Yeah. And how much are you going to sell this for?
So we were thinking about $200 because your regular like 5x7 is toy box is like $100. It's just all wood, so like ours is. In the future we'll have toys, so I think like that's a reasonable price to be asking or selling for.
What size did you think it would be again?
Oh, 7 feet by 5.
7 feet? Did you say?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. 7 feet
Or
by
5. Okay, no. 5 by 5. You know what I mean?
I do know what you
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
5 feet wide and 5 feet deep or long?
Or that's like how much it will get around, like 5 feet of.
It'll draw from.
It'll draw from.
No,
5
but the size of the box.
Oh, the size of the box. Oh, 5 by 3. 5 by 3s.
And how high?
3.
3 feet high?
No, 2. Okay, 5, 3, 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And from a differentiation idea, you may want to have some decoration, some coloring, something that would draw someone to.
Yeah.
Or are you looking at it being a all-natural wooden box?
I think we were gonna have more of like the colorfulness, so the toy or like the kids when they walk around like Toys R Us, they want to be like, oh my God, like this is the toy that I want, this is the toy box that I want all my toys to be in, something that kids will like want to have in their room.
Which one of you grew up sloppy and came
Yeah,
up with the
really.
idea?
Who's mother?
Personally, I have 3 brothers. Their rooms are all messy. I feel
Yeah,
like
no.
walking in, it's a mess. Yeah.
That makes sense. What? It's an interesting idea, and from there's 3 partners here. So, what are your roles in this business?
I think I'm more gonna like financially like watch out for everything. Like I know how much like the magnets cost. I know how much like we have to put into usually.
I think I would be more of like the publicity and like dealing with all the outside and like all like problems that people will have and like customer service and things like that.
And more of marketing to like see like the parent and like the kid wise, so, like marketing more to like either it's a single mom or single parent that wants to like have their kids clean up faster, or like there's like spouses who like have like tons of kids. It's just like depending on who it is and see what like market goes up and down.
Okay.
And so what's the age group that you'd sell this?
Like toddlers, so it's like 5 to like 12, I guess, or like 5 to 11.
5 to 11?
Like kids, and then like older, like.
No, I mean, who would use it? Because my concern is that now, I would say kids, you guys would know better, about 5 and up have cell phones. A cell phone around that box would be a problem.
That's true.
Well, that's why we have the button. It would like really mess up with your phone. If there's a button, we'd turn on like they would choose when to have it on or off.
So it automates it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
They could also-
so it's electrically charged.
So is it plugged in? Is it battery operated?
We're thinking battery operated
Okay.
for a little bit more safer.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.